Hey everyone, it's Megan Densmore. It is Friday. I am actually going live at noon Eastern Standard Time. It has been a few weeks since I have been able to do that. Sorry about that. I am Megan Densmore. I am an actress, producer. I am a freedom coach. I'm also a wellness guide. I work as a nutritionist as well as a personal trainer and Pilates instructor in New York City. I have some online programming, so if you're not local and you want to work with me, you can do that. And today I am talking about what it means to have a network, why you should have one if you don't, how to figure out if you have one, what that even looks like, and how to sort of consider what that means. So I hope this is helpful. As many of you who know me, I have been a big fan of networking for the over 10 years, 11, maybe 12 years that I've been an entrepreneur, both in Los Angeles and in New York City. And what that looks like is I was actually a member of a structured networking group for most of those years here in New York City. And I attended a couple other, and I still attend, a couple other regularly occurring networking groups. Meaning it's a group of people who get together consistently on a regular basis, and it's like the same group of people versus just going to something one time and meeting people once and then attempting to get to know them. That is very important when we're talking about having a network. So when you build a network, a lot of people think about this like going to a party and meeting a whole bunch of people. And networking is like throwing it at the wall and seeing what'll stick. Like going to a bunch of stuff, hopefully making a contact, getting a business card, maybe turning that into a meeting, but like kind of, it's more like going and having drinks at a happy hour time with a whole bunch of people there. And if you're lucky, you actually have a conversation with someone, and if you're even luckier, you might actually have a second meeting with somebody from that. But for a lot of people, that's what networking looks like, right? Casual connections, and drinks and fun and maybe music and that kind of stuff. So that's fine. I'm not personally a huge fan of that kind of networking one of the reasons is that I'm kind of shy and I don't really like nighttime events, and I'm not really a drinker, so that's not really my favorite thing to do. But also I find that the kind of connections that you make in those kind of networking events don't necessarily translate into anything, because having a network actually means being able to use it. So I might have met someone one time, right? They are only in my network or one of my contacts if I can reach out to them at any time. And when I reach out to them, even if a lot of time has passed since I last spoke with them, I can reach out to them at any time. I know that they will get back to me. And if need be, I could ask something of them, either for myself or for another networking contact that I have. In most cases, I use my network to support other people instead of to support myself. On rare occasions, I have to use my network to make requests for myself, right? But in most cases, what my network does is, the best example I have is I have a really amazing accountant and I have a really amazing business attorney. And I've worked with both of them for a lot of years. I trust them very, very much with anything. So I'm often asked by members of my network, do you have an accountant? Do you have a business attorney? Can you introduce me to them, right? So that only works if when I make that connection to these people, they respond and they're going to connect with this person that I'm referring. Now, of course, they're going to want to because it's potential business for them. But in many cases, these people have helped out colleagues of mine on something that was an odd sort of short-term thing, and maybe they just needed a little support with something, and maybe it wasn't business for them, but they knew that in order to stay in my network and potentially get a really big, high-paying business referral later, it makes sense for them to offer support, give advice, whatever, on this one little one, knowing that I'm going to keep making the connection, knowing that the value is there, knowing that my network is valuable and they could benefit later, right? So that is most commonly what happens in my network is person A needs this. I know person B has that. I'm going to connect person A and person B. Now, if person A needs that and person B is not a warmed up connection and they might not connect, that does not help person A. And in some cases, I might say to person A, I know you need XYZ thing. I know person B, but I don't know them very well. I haven't talked to them a little while. I'm going to try to warm back up that connection to see if I can make it happen. Or is it okay if I just throw this out there? I'm not sure if you're going to be able to get in touch with them. I'm not sure their contact information hasn't changed, but is that okay? So I'm straightforward about that. And then maybe, again, person A and person B can connect. If so, that's great. If not, they understand the context. In many cases, they do connect, because what I find that I'm really grateful for is that even if I meet someone in passing, I tend to make a pretty good impression. People see me as someone who's trustworthy and valuable. People see my network as valuable, and they tend to want to follow through on that. So that's something that I'm grateful for. But I'm going to go back to something again, which is I was a member of a networking group for, I think it was 6 or 7 years in there. And I attend specific smaller group networking groups. They usually happen in the morning. Some of them happen midday, but these are not the nighttime, like, social networking events in the traditional sense. They're designed to keep consistency, to build relationships. You don't have to do it this way, but it's the way that I did it, and it worked the best for me, like having structure and continuing to follow through on that. What this does is it creates your, like, closest sphere of networking contacts. So these are the people who then become a hub for everything else. So let's say I need a tax attorney, or I need a referral to a tax attorney. That's really specific, right? I might not directly know one that I like. So I reach out to my immediate network, my accountant, let's say, or my business attorney, right? I say, hey Terry, hey Sean, do one or the other of you have a tax attorney you'd recommend? So-and-so person over here needs a tax attorney. Can you help them out? Oh yes, absolutely. I know this person. I know them quite well. Yada, yada, yada. So then, because this is a close contact to that person that's close to me, I now can solve that problem for this person over here, and we've got them a tax attorney through personal connections, and then that will be a connection that can be made that will actually turn into a conversation. Again, the goal of the connecting of people is not to have it go nowhere. It's actually to have a connection be made, you know, to have a service be provided. Very often that means money exchanges hands. And that's really cool. I love when I can pass referrals to my network and it results in business for them. And that's really how it should go. So regardless of how you do it, and I have some tips on like how you can build that close network, building the close network is the most important part. If you don't have that and you only have like the peripheral connections, it's really hard to get a benefit either for yourself or for the people in your network that you're trying to support. And the reason this is top of my mind right now is I talked about this last week. I had a really challenging business situation with a business deal that went south. I needed help. It's been quite a few years since I reached out to my network and was like, can you help me with this? I need to solve this problem. And I was reminded and amazed that, in fact, this time and effort that I had put in being a generous and helpful person to the people in my network and just connecting and doing those things, some people who I really needed really stepped up. And they helped me solve some really big problems very, very fast. So having that network is actually what makes me strong and resilient as a business owner and as an entrepreneur. And life is complicated, right? And even this works in the entertainment industry. This works in all of the aspects of the things that I do. This would work in any industry at all. This works even if you're trying to get a different job, or even in your work dynamic in the job that you have. Let's say you want to get a promotion. So you're gonna need to network within your company to create allies who see that you're capable of that job, who are willing to go to bat for you when the time comes in order for that to happen for you. If you are the only person in your company who knows that you could actually step up and do that job, should it become available, or when it becomes available, or if it even is available now, what good does that do you, right? It's only you. But if you have multiple people who are there to say, hey, so-and-so can do this, they can step up, they know what's going on, they should be the first person that you talk to if you want to look at internal for promotions, right? So there is power in other people seeing your value and giving back, knowing, like, again, like, I didn't like want to have to reach out to my network and ask for help. I don't like asking for help, but you build it before you need it. That's what you have to do. You hope you'll never need it. I did not want to be in the situation that I was in. I didn't want to have to ask my people, but my goodness, yes, I was really, really glad that I built the network so that I could make those requests when I needed them in a time frame that I needed to solve a problem quickly. So again, if you have questions about this, comment below. Please share this video. Some resources that I found helpful in New York City, BNI, Business Networking International. Well, that's international, not just New York City, but I joined in New York City. That's all over the place. I was a member of that group for multiple years. I can absolutely give you more information on that group if that's something you're interested in. Also, Grind Female Founders is an awesome group that I've attended here in New York City. Only women, sorry guys, but that's really fantastic. Pitch Networking is another event that I've gone to here in New York City. Again, only women, sorry guys. I like to network with the lady entrepreneurs more than the everybody's. BNI is everyone, of course. Those are three that I really appreciate. Meetup.com is great. I would ideally recommend that you connect with people who have similar interests or similar goals. And again, look for the groups that happen and meet regularly, maybe once a month, maybe every couple weeks, maybe once a week. And then get consistent about attending them. But meetups are great. Some of them are more organized than others, and you'll have to sort of get in there and experiment and see what's there. So those are some resources that I can recommend. Also, stay in touch with your people here on social media. Send them messages, talk to them, like their posts and actually comment on them if it matters to you. Share things with people that have value, because we can also create an online connection and network as well. Sometimes those are even more important nowadays than the in-person, because that makes an even wider reach happen. So also share posts, share content, support your friends. If you're on Instagram and you see a business that you think is awesome that one of your friends has, repost the post. Give them a little FaceTime. Let your followers see what you see that's cool. So I hope that's helpful. You're only as strong as your network, so build it. Build it before you need it. And if you have any questions, comment below or send me a message. Share this post if you found this video helpful, so it'll show up on my blog later. All right, I'm Megan Densmore. I'm an actress, producer, freedom coach, wellness guide, nutrition and fitness expert. Have a great weekend, everybody.